Supervisor Charles Giles. The International Boxing Federation, President Darryl Peoples, Supervisor George Martinez. And the International Boxing Organization, President Ed Levine, Supervisor Felix Lax. Timekeeper is Chris Hancock. Our three judges aside, scoring on a 10-point must-system will be Michael Alexander of England, Steve Gray of England, and Victor Laughlin of Scotland. Our referee in charge will be Mark Lyson of England. Introducing to you first, fighting tonight out of the red corner, she comes to the ring wearing black and weighed in at 8 stone, 12 pounds. Coming to us from Copenhagen, Denmark, she brings an undefeated record with 11 wins. 3 of her 11 wins come by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the reigning and defending women's IBF featherweight champion of the world, Sarah Mahfoud. And her opponent across the ring fighting tonight out of the blue corner. She comes to the ring wearing maroon with white and weighed in the same as her opponent, 8 stone, 12 pounds. Fighting out of Brooklyn, New York, USA. By way of Nico. She has a professional record consisting of 42 wins, 2 defeats, 1 draw, with 30 of her 32 wins coming by way of knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the 7-weight world champion, and tonight, the reigning and defending women's WBO, WBC, and IBO featherweight champion of the world, Amanda "The Real Deal" Serrano.
So the stage is set, the big unification battle. Bernardo Checa in that Mahfoud corner. And away we go, 10 two-minute rounds. The fight with Katie Taylor for Amanda Serrano was an epic battle, and there were plenty at ringside, interestingly, including the boxing news correspondent, the revered writer Thomas Hauser, who thought that Amanda Serrano won it.
Yeah, there was a few who thought that, John. I actually thought Katie Taylor did enough to win the contest, but it was close. And it was a classic, wasn't it? It was a sensational contest, it really was. But Katie Taylor, for me, just did enough to win it.
There is the question about how much it might have taken out of Serrano, though, and if there has been any sort of slide in her performance level, then Mahfoud is good enough to exploit.
Well, she'll have her work cut out tonight, Mahfoud, most certainly. Serrano started fairly strongly here on that front foot. She looked very confident indeed, whipping that jab in, looking downstairs, that left hand to the body. And her opponent, Mahfoud, is just on that back foot, just trying to control the attacks from Serrano. Who, for me, looks very confident, John.
She is very much the consummate professional, isn't she? Everything from her preparations, her time in the dressing room, her ring walk, everything is absolutely spot on. She's in control of her own performance right the way.
Yeah. I think Mahfoud is working the right way here. She's moving to her left, so she's trying to go away from the left hand. But the problem she got there is if she walks onto the right hook of Serrano, who's just trying to close that gap down and is targeting that shot, but just working well with the jab, trying to set up obviously that left hand to the body, but also the right hook over the top. So Mahfoud's got to watch it as she's moving to the left.
Relatively quiet opening round. There's a good shot from Serrano, last scoring punch. And we'll have a little listen in to what the advice is.
Yeah, so he says, yeah. But she won the first round for me.
Serrano, that is.
Yes, Serrano won the first round. Mahfoud's just got to work probably more with her own jab, but also that right hand. There it was there, so she's got to bring that more into play as she's moving round to the left. But it's Serrano again on that front foot, hunting her down, working well with that lead hand, setting up that backhand to the body there.
Mahfoud's dad, Syrian, her mum comes from the Faroe Islands. Became the IBF champion in 2020 when the champion Jennifer Han vacated. She'd won an interim belt and was upgraded and has made one defence since. Her last 5 fights have brought her wins, undefeated of course, Mahfoud. They brought her wins, but she's had to go the distance to do so.
Oh, is there a bit of blood on the forehead of Serrano? So where's that come from? I think is there a cut on Mahfoud's forehead? There's definitely a cut there, John.
Yeah, I think it's
eye on the head.
I think it's Mahfoud who's bleeding, and that's going to require work. And I wonder if that was another clash of heads. Referee's keeping a very close look at it.
Yeah, that spurred Serrano on here.
I'm told it was indeed a clash of heads.
It'd be interesting to see which boxer is cut here.
They might both be.
They might both be. Heavier shots now going in from Serrano, closing her, hunting her opponent down, looking for the bigger shots. There's that left uppercut to the body. Long sweeping shot.
Well, it's a big ask for Mahfoud now, and they'll go back to their corners. And now, is Serrano cut? I'm not sure she is. Mahfoud most definitely is.
Yeah, I think you're right, John. I think it's Mahfoud who is cut.
It's up on the hairline somewhere.
Yeah.
In fact, it might actually even be in her hair.
So that's a clash of heads, I would think.
Let's have a look, see if we can see where it came. Yeah, there, we think.
I think that's where the cut may have come from.
Purely accidental.
Yeah, I mean, you know, as they're coming forward, both are leaning in, aren't they? So the heads clash. It's just one of them. Yeah, that's where we think the cut has actually come from. Just accidental clash of heads.
Bernardo Checker in that corner, just putting final work on that cut, which hopefully won't have an impact on the fight. Second round you'd have given to Serrano.
Yeah, I thought she, again, on that front foot, more positive work from her. I thought she nicked the first round, and certainly the second round. Yeah, far more aggressive on that front foot coming forward. Just got to watch the heads again. Very close, nearly clashed again there.
And the blood started to flow.
I think what Mahfoud has got to do here, John, also, is occasionally just try and push Serrano back. Serrano just keeps coming forward. That's a little bit better. Good shot there from Mahfoud, but she's got to be a little bit more positive. Try and push Serrano back. Right from the opening bell, it's Serrano that's been coming forward.
Serrano fighting out of the southpaw stance and probably back at the weight that she feels suits her best. She certainly intimated that when we spoke to her at the weigh-in yesterday. As a featherweight, she feels that's her weight, much more than lightweight, where she fought Katie Taylor. 9 stone, that's where she's happy.
Not bad from Mahfoud, but she's not accurate enough with her work. And the quality of the punching isn't as good as Serrano. You can see how Serrano has forced knockouts. There's power in her shots. She sweeps the punches in. A lot of leverage in her punches also. Mahfoud is trying to keep her at bay.
Serrano's trying to work the body.
Yeah.
Trying to break her down by targeting body shots. Last few seconds of this round. Maybe a slightly better round that for Sarah Marfoot, but it was Serrano who was dictating the pace.
$200 instantly, just for betting $5. DraftKings, listen to me. You listen good. I appreciate you for recognizing how valuable my time is. But instantly, stop. You're not gonna make me sweat a little bit? Feel some extra bumps in my chest while the game is going on? Oh, look, wait a minute, there's my $200. Damn, that was fast.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Bet $5 to get $200 instantly. Action's so good, why bet NFL anywhere else?
Touchdown, nah, interception.
We made USAA Renters Insurance for the stuff you love. Because if it's worth lugging up 5 floors, it's worth protecting for as low as 33 cents a day. It's that simple. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
Better punches like that one there. That was a good body shot.
10-rounder unification battle at featherweight, and Amanda Serrano, the big favourite, she's ahead on our cards. Serrano in the white top.
See, that's not a bad jab from Mahfoud as she's moving to the left. But she's got to be a little bit more accurate and trying to keep Serrano at bay with those shots. Difficult. Serrano just marching forward. She's really getting into a rhythm now, switching the attack downstairs, that left hand also. And there isn't a lot of respect, is there, from Serrano as she's coming forward?
None. She's coming forward, looking to break her down, and she's the one on the front foot all the time here now. And she's looking to get right on top, and the margin looks as though it's becoming more emphatic, and Marfoot is starting to look a little bit disconsolate and downbeat. We heard between rounds her trainer trying to get belief in her work, and the way she's being systematically outpowered and outskilled here is going to erode that sort of feeling big time.
Yeah, she's having a little bit of success with her own jab. There you see, but she's got to be a little bit more dynamic with it. It's got to be a harder shot, especially with the right hand also. So fast jabs, fast right hands, and try and beat Serrano to the punch and keep her at bay. But Serrano's having none of it. She's just walking forward, looking to land to the body. That wasn't a bad shot there from Mahfoud. That's a better punch from her.
She's walking through her, really, Richie.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, Mahfoud has only got the 3 stoppage wins in her 11 victories, and she's not got the power to keep her off. Last 10 seconds of the fourth. And, well, I don't see any way in which you can score this other than another round to Serrano. So far, we've got this as a shutout. Getting closer to our main event. Joe Joyce and Joseph Parker in the dressing room. They're getting loose, getting ready, working on the pads. There is Joseph Parker with Andy Lee. Tommy Fury in there. I imagine Tyson won't be too far away. And there's Joe Joyce. Serrano unmarked, not blowing particularly hard into the 5th round, and she's in control.
Yeah, she's in control. It's same as, isn't it? Mahfoud has not really changed her pattern, especially with the movement. She keeps moving off to the left, but she's not really effective with that. She's got to try and punch over her opponent's jab with her own jab, and maybe land the right hand also. But no, she's not effective enough, John. You know, here and there she scores with the odd punch, but it's not really effective. As we said before, there's no respect from Serrano, just marching forward.
It's kind of pitter-patter stuff, isn't it? And even when she does get through, there's no damage whatsoever done. She's hardly made Serrano take a backward step so far. Moved well off the ropes there and landed with a left hand, but again, Serrano just blinked and kept on coming.
Serrano now just targeting the body with that little left uppercut on the inside. She really has got great variation in her punches. Lovely left hand there, so she's good at punching with straight shots with the jab and straight left hand, but she'll also whip this left uppercut downstairs. That was a little bit too low. But then on the inside also with the hooks, yeah, she's a good all-rounder, is Serrano.
Mahfoud will have taken heart from the fact she's picked her off once or twice from range, fighting off the back foot with a jabs like that one which went through, and another left hand which was a scoring shot, but they're just not making any sort of a dent in Amanda Serrano.
No impact at all. She has landed with the odd shot here and there, but then she probably fails then just to carry that on and maybe push her Serrano back occasionally. That hasn't happened.
Many of the crowd, I'm sure, would like to see more of a tear-up, but that's not Sarah Mahfoud's style. So I think that's arguably the best round she's had so far. Whether or not it would be enough to impress the judges, though, frankly, I doubt.
Yeah. $200 instantly, just for betting $5. DraftKings, listen to me. You listen good. I appreciate you for recognizing how valuable my time is. But instantly, stop. You're not gonna make me sweat a little bit? Feel some extra bumps in my chest while the game is going on? Oh, look, wait a minute. There's my $200. Damn, that was fast.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Bet $5 to get $200 instantly. Action's so good, why bet NFL anywhere else?
Touchdown. Nah, interception.
Turning your squad into a car wash? Weird flex. Turning your squad into a carpool so you drive less? Good flex. Auto insurance that flexes with you. That's what we're made for.
Well, halfway stage, we've got a right in control here. Amanda Serrano, big favourite with the bookies, and she's showing a lot of class.
Yeah, it's been one-way traffic, hasn't it? I think, John, for Serrano.
Bernardo Cecca's job, he's been trying to round after round in that corner. He's just trying to instill a bit of belief into his fighter.
Yeah. It's just that's a little bit better then from Mahfoud.
Wanting her to do more than just poke out the jab. He's been telling her, let's bring the right hand in like that.
But in this round, Serrano just slowing the feet down. She slowed the tempo also. Maybe having a round off here. Serrano started the first minute of this round.
She's
not like the previous rounds anyway, John. She slowed it down here.
She's not done a lot, has she, so far?
No.
The only scoring punches have come from the Dane. Again, finding the target with that left-hand lead. She has got quite fast hands, Mahfoud. Decent left hand to the body from Serrano.
Yeah, back on the front foot now again.
Certainly took her foot off the gas, didn't she, for a couple of minutes? Maybe just realising that it's going to go long and she's got to leave a little bit in reserve. Might be losing this round.
Finishing strong now, though. Well, yeah, a better round for Mahfoud, probably the best round she's had, and that's mainly because Serrano has just slowed everything right down in this round. Just had a round off, I think.
And maybe Serrano losing a round for the first time. Cutsman Wes Ogle in the other corner, just giving a bit of attention to a bit of swelling around the left eye of Serrano. Of course, there is the possibility, Richie, that she's gassing. It might be that she is slowing down, not taking her foot off the gas as a tactical point. She might actually really be feeling the pace, in which case this might not be over.
Well, I think Mahfoud will certainly be hoping that is the case, because she started the contest on that front foot, just coming forward and setting the pace. And yeah, she certainly slowed down there.
And that grueling fight against Katie Taylor, I think we said, you know, at an early point, how much has that taken out of her? Can she be the same fighter again after a fight of that sort of intensity?
Well, maybe she slowed down in that round just to see if Mahfoud would actually come forward and engage a little bit more. Mahfoud has just been on the outside, hasn't she, on that back foot, reluctant to come forward. I haven't said that Serrano has been so strong on that front foot. But Mahfoud is trying to cope and trying to cope at distance, but she hasn't been doing it.
I reckon she won the last round, Mahfoud, in which case, you know, it's still conceivable if she wins everything from here on that she can get right back into this. There's a good left hand from Serrano.
Better work again from Serrano, in and out with the feet. Yep, she knows that she's having a good section of the round here. Serrano working that body also. And there's that long right hook. So again, she's back into her groove in this round, John.
Yeah, I would say so. Maybe it was a conscious decision just to ease up and just leave something, as I said, in reserve. And she's having a much better round here. Well, that's a clear round then for Amanda Salas. Getting closer to our main event.
Why are my lips so chapped?
Welcome to Colorado.
Wow, what is this? 10%?
It's 3%.
You do this for fun?
You're doing great.
That's it?
That's it.
Wow, thank you.
Here, you might need this.
Becoming a Coloradan takes time. Banking shouldn't have to. Live Weller at canvas.org.
You have a plethora of machines to choose from.
Absolutely. Any kind of machine you need is at the Lodge. The variety is amazing.
Your first choice for fun.
And my first choice for winning.
Final check that all is well. Andy Lee there as well. And while Joyce might be the favourite, the whole Parker camp have been so confident in the run-up to this. They really believe that they have the advantage in skill, in speed and experience.
Yeah, it's a close fight, isn't it? Genuine 50-50. And they are confident, as is the Joyce camp. We haven't got long to wait now, John.
No, there is that sort of nervousness. You can sense it around the auditorium here, this big arena. People, yep, they're watching this and they're enjoying this, but there is a sense the real fireworks, the main event, is coming very soon.
Mahfoud just having a little bit of success here, holding her feet, just push Serrano back occasionally, holding the centre of the ring. So that's not too bad from her. Better work from Mahfoud.
A nice right hand there, as you were speaking. And forcing Serrano onto the back foot. Bernardo Checker telling her to double jab, let her gloves go. Serrano looking to try and bring the uppercut through. Lands with a left to the body.
A couple of good straight shots here from Mahfoud in this round.
Yeah, watching the way she's fought in the last 2 or 3 rounds, it kind of makes you wonder if she'd had a bit more belief early on. It could have been closer than it probably is now. Well, that was a close round, but Serrano maybe just the more telling punches.
Yeah, I think so. She didn't do enough to win it for me, Mahfoud, although it was slightly better from her. It's hard to keep Serrano on that back foot, and she won it for me.
Bit of bruising around her eyes. Wes Ogle working away once again. Well, that's how Rich has got it. Big time for Amanda Serrano.
10 seconds, boys.
5-point margin with just 2 rounds to go.
Second out, round 9.
Not looked likely so far that there's going to be a stoppage one way or the other.
It doesn't look like it, that, John, but with Serrano, she has got power, and some of these shots, she gets a lot of leverage, and I think the body shots as well can be very hurtful punches that she throws.
She's got a terrific stoppage percentage, hasn't she?
Yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
those 30 stoppage wins and 42 victories through her long career. Made a debut way back in 2009. She seems to have been around forever.
Very relaxed style, but she gets power in her shots.
Mahfoud continues fighting off the back foot, pecking away with that left-hand lead. That's nice.
Yeah, that's better. Just being patient on the back foot there, waiting for Serrano to come into punching range and then letting the shots go. Fairly accurate there, Mahfoud. That's better work. And again with the jab. Better round.
Yeah, working well in reverse gear. Probably doing enough to win this round.
Much better boxing from Mahfoud.
Serrano just losing away a bit again. Nice combination from Mahfoud. And she's, I think, fairly significantly taken that round.
$200 instantly. Just for betting $5. DraftKings, listen to me. You listen good. I appreciate you for recognizing how valuable my time is. But instantly, stop! You're not gonna make me sweat a little bit? Feel some extra bumps in my chest while the game is going on? Oh, look, wait a minute, there's my $200. Damn, that was fast.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app. Bet $5 to get $200 instantly. Action's so good, why bet NFL anywhere else?
Touchdown! Nah, interception.
We made USAA Renters Insurance for the stuff you love. Because if it's worth lugging up 5 floors, it's worth protecting for as low as 33 cents a day. It's that simple. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for.
USAA. Corner. Jordan Maldonado does have a little bit of a history of being not exactly respectful to opponents.
Well, I think if there's a knockout here, it's got to come from Mahfoud. She's well behind here. And I think deep down the corner know that.
She's given a good account of herself in the second half of the fight.
Yeah. Yeah, she's getting into a rhythm now, nice and busy. Catching Serrano as Serrano sort of does her work and then goes back and sits back on the back foot, and then you got Mahfoud, you know, nicking the odd shot here and there, not letting her rest. So that's better work from Mahfoud.
And she is starting to land more with that right hand, and if she is going to really get Serrano into big trouble, that's surely going to be the punch that does it.
You know, Serrano's coming forward very strong. It's about Mahfoud getting the timing right, hitting her with that right hand as she comes and try and stop her in the tracks, really. So this again is better from Mahfoud. She's matching Serrano for work rate and beating her to the punch. Much better boxing.
Well, it got her onto the back foot there, and just for a moment, Serrano looked a little bit stunned by one of those punches. Mahfoud doing well as we come towards the final bell. Serrano being caught a lot more than many would have anticipated. Now Serrano will surely try to come on strong in the closing seconds.
Been a decent round, though, I think, for Mahfoud.
Very much so.
Here.
Yeah, very much so. The further this fight has gone, the more Mahfoud has got into it. And this is a good round she's produced. The referee gives them a round of applause, a sporting hug from both fighters. I think Serrano's won it, but Mahfoud certainly comes out of it with some real credit after coming back in the second half of the fight.
She boxed much better in those last 2 or 3 rounds, Mahfoud. Maybe Serrano just slowed down, naturally slowed down, because she put a lot of work into the contest. But nevertheless, she did have more success in the second half of the fight, Mahfoud, especially in the last couple of rounds. But Serrano, overall, John, it's been, I think, a dominant performance from Serrano early on in the contest, on that front foot, looking really confident. Good variation in her work with the straight shots, the left uppercut, the hooks to the body. She seems very relaxed, and you can see that she has decent power. So overall, yeah, she's boxed well there to unify the titles.
We think. Yeah, we'll still wait for the judges. Coming up next, it's our main event. There's Joe Joyce. In the corner, in the dressing room, Jimmy Tibbs, one of the great figures of British boxing for many a year, helping out in that corner. Don't get a great deal more experienced than Jimmy. And meanwhile, Andy Lee, who's forging a real reputation for himself as a trainer. Now his fighting days are over, puts Joseph Parker through his paces and getting him absolutely ready for what is a vital fight for him if he's going to really get back into contention at the very highest level. He needs to get past Joe Joyce. It's a terrific fight which we're looking forward to immensely. The two fighters now are being drawn centre ring by referee Mark Lyson. Thomas Treiber is poised. Here comes the result.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 two-minute rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Victor Laughlin scores it 99-92, and both judges Steve Gray and Michael Alexander are in agreement. They scored the same 97-93, all in favor of the winner by unanimous decision. And now the women's IBF, WBO, WBC, and IBO featherweight champion of the world, Amanda "The Real Deal" Serrano.
Serrano takes it by a very wide margin on one of the judges' scorecards. Victor Laughlin, who was sitting alongside us as commentators, he scored it 99-92, the Scottish judge. The other two 97-93, which is kind of pretty much where we had it. But it was a dominant performance, and Amanda Serrano, where's she going to go from here? Will it be Katie Taylor again? That's going to be the big question. It could happen later this year, but she goes on. She's been a champion at 7 weights, almost unbelievably, over her career. A world champion since 2012, and now a unified champion at featherweight. And we'll, I'm sure, be hearing from her before too long. Amanda Serrano taking that one and boxing pretty well right the way through.